in the morning.
Main jail. Are we on the main jail? Anybody
Mr.
know
Miller.
the main jail? Oh, Mr. Miller.
Judge Perlman, long time no see.
How are you?
I'm well, thank you. How are you?
So dapper over there.
Hell, thank you very much. How did you get roped into handling afternoon
Well,
bond
you
court?
know, one for all for one.
Yes, ma'am.
What can I do for you, Mr. Miller? Oh, actually, it's
Yes,
not
Your
Mr.
Honor, I have
Miller.
Roderick Phillips. We need a bond for Mr. Phillips since they're domestics.
Okay.
Yes.
What?
Judges carry over from this morning.
All right. So, what are you suggesting on Mr. Phillips?
He's never missed court, Your Honor. What I'd ask for is a reasonable bond. There's going to be a no contact order. She's gotten an injunction against Mr. Phillips.
Are you Mr. Phillips, sir?
Yes.
Okay. Let me hear what the state has to say. Why was it rolled over from this morning?
I was not available. They didn't notify me, and they reached me at home, and I came flying in.
Okay.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Eric Linder on behalf of the state. Your Honor, Mr. Phillips' criminal record, 2012 disorderly conduct, 2007 possession of cocaine with intent to sell or distribute, 2005 DUI, 97 carrying concealed firearm, 91 possession of cocaine. Your Honor, based on the level of violence, Your Honor, I would be requesting on count 2, $7,500 on count 1, $7,500, $2,500 on count 3, no victim contact.
That sounds
I'd
very
ask for a
reasonable.
little lower, Your Honor. If we could go a total of about $10,000.
I think that's very reasonable. All right, so I'll grant bond, or has Mr. Phillips already been arraigned?
No, it hasn't been filed. He was
I
just
don't mean
arrested
arraigned,
this
I mean,
morning.
has he been magistrated? Whatever the
You
word
are
is
the
for today.
magistrate.
We
You
didn't
are
do,
it.
Your Honor, what?
Charges. Are you waiving reading of the charges?
Yes, we do,
Okay.
Your Honor. I've got the PC. I've read it.
All right, so I will bond is set at count 1, 7,500, count 2, 7,500, and what was count 3, 15?
I asked for 2,500.
2,500. All right, so ordered.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Thank you. Nice seeing you.
Okay, bye.
Thank you,
That was
Steve.
rolled over
Down
from
the
this
middle,
morning.
out the
Morning,
door.
1 second. Where do I sign this? Oh, okay. I don't care.
Are you into these? All right. 7,500.
Yes, I'm sorry, Counsel. What do you have?
I have Jerry Lane. It's from also a domestic from this morning. Mark Z on his behalf.
All right, I have Mr. Lane. Mr. Lane, you want to come on up?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Judge, I do have an argument as to PC on this one,
Okay.
if Your Honor wants to take a minute.
Why was it rolled from this morning?
I wasn't available,
Okay.
Judge.
Let me take a look at it. I didn't see the ones from this morning.
Your attorney showed up?
Yes.
Jerry, don't talk at all, okay? Good.
You work? Are you on probation for anything? Do you have any pending or open cases right now?
Okay.
Have you ever thought of
You're going to have to see Judge Bover. Okay. Your MO cases, you might be able to resolve today. Disorderly conduct, these two? Okay, you might be able to resolve these today. That's fine.
What's the situation? Is this your wife, ex-wife?
This is his
Yes, what?
niece, Your Honor, that they took in, who's a
Niece?
niece. She was just released from jail, has a horrible drug habit. I do have Mr. Lane's living girlfriend who can shed some light on the situation if you'd like to hear from her.
Well, what's happening with Miss
That just means no.
Jessica Lane? Where is she?
Jessica Lane is now residing with her mother. The situation was, Your Honor, is that Ms. Lane was released from jail. She had nowhere to stay. Her uncle Jerry took her in. She could not follow the rules of that house, so she went back to her mother's. Upon dropping off her stuff, as the PC indicates, he wanted to retrieve his phone, his iPod Touch, which she had stolen. She denied it, and the PC is pretty self-evident. It does not indicate what Jessica did, where she was attacking him and threatening him. Judge, all he did was defend his person and his property. He didn't harm her. He did probably less than most people would do in that situation when their property was
What any
stolen.
prior record does he have?
He has 0, Judge.
Your Honor, he has no prior record. I've discussed this matter with Mr. Z. I think, based on the four corners, there is probable cause. However, I'll leave the amount of bond in the court's discretion. My only concern, Your Honor, is that there be a no contact order.
I don't think there's a problem with a no contact order.
Judges, they would love a no contact between the two
All right,
parties.
tell me about your client. Is he employed?
Yes, Your Honor. If you want to inquire about that, that's fine. Jerry, you can answer these questions. 'Cause
Mr.
quite
Lane, are
honestly,
you in, how old are you, sir?
46, ma'am.
You sure about that?
I am 46.
All right, how long you been in Broward County?
35 years.
Are you employed?
I am.
Where do you work?
I own a company for 18 years, all custom creations. We do blind shades and shutters.
Okay.
Your Honor, I would ask for an ROR based on the situation. It's pretty clear from the probable cause affidavit that all Mr. Lane was doing was trying to retrieve his property.
All right.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
And Your Honor is ordering no contact?
No contact, so.
Thank you.
Well, actually, can I ROR with no contact?
Yes.
Judge, that's fine. We'll agree to a no contact with Jessica Lane.
As long as the court finds probable cause, you can order no contact.
All right, Jerry, you'll be released later today, okay?
Thank you.
All right.
right.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Anybody else from this morning?
I'm from this one.
Reginald Lee?
I know you're from, who's from this morning? Is
Mr.
your
Miller, do
attorney
you want me
here?
to call the ones from this morning?
Judge, normally we would, if we reset them from the morning, it's either to have an attorney show up, in which case we'd want to wait until they showed up.
Whatever you
Or,
want to do. I have a few resets from the morning, so if you don't want to call them, is there anybody else here from the morning? There's nobody else here from the morning.
There are municipal ordinance cases.
I'm sorry?
There are municipal ordinance cases from this
Okay.
morning. I don't know if the city attorney is here or the public.
Oh, okay.
They're not
Are
here.
you the city attorney, sir? Are you the city attorney? Okay.
He's also here on a
Well, there's no
case
city
that was
attorney
removed.
here.
Not a separate case, Your Honor. He's here on a local
No,
from
but
this
you
morning.
told me there were ones from this morning.
Larry Herd, he
They're
didn't tell me I
municipal
needed an
ordinances, there's no
attorney,
attorney, so I'm not gonna
do you
call
cover
them
him
until
okay?
they come.
No, I didn't know they were here. I assumed they were back
You're
there.
here on another
Okay,
case?
then you're gonna take
Which
care
one
of
are
that,
you
don't worry
on?
about that. You got it. You have to have an attorney.
All right, Mr. DeSanco? Mr. DeSanco over there?
Yes, ma'am. President Jermaine?
All right, so why was this rolled from this morning, because you weren't here?
Yes, I had a conflict here in Miami-Dade.
All right, let me hear from the state on this case.
Your Honor? I checked, I don't believe, I'll have to
Who do I
refresh my
have here?
memory.
Sorry, who do I have here?
Victor,
You're the victim? Okay. You work with Miami-Dade? Sorry? Okay. I'm sorry?
Your Honor, the only thing I see as far as a record, in 1983, he had some type of offense in New Jersey that he went through pretrial intervention. The charges dismissed, it doesn't list here what the actual offense was. So, no record, Your Honor.
he's been a Florida resident for the past 30 years now.
Well, what is this NCIC I have attached? That's about 20 pages long.
Your Honor, I don't know what you have in front of you. I'm just going by what's in my system.
No, I'm
Patrice,
saying,
did you-
why don't you have this?
I do have access to an NCIC.
Trafficking in oxycodone? Possession of hydrocodone?
Sometimes what it means are similar to another person.
No, that's not me.
Stephanie?
Oh, I just have this is.
Why would it be attached to this?
If I may, Your Honor, and sometimes on my GIS system, if names are close or social security numbers are close, it'll add someone else's information. Now,
that's not good.
in pre-trial make a point to look through it and make sure whoever's printing it out might just say, you know what, it's my job to attach it, so I just attach it.
I don't think it's anyone's job to attach an NCIC that doesn't belong to the name
I don't know,
of the person, regardless of whether it's their job.
I'm not, Your Honor, I'm not excusing, please, I'm not
No,
excusing
no, I know,
it.
I'm just saying, I don't care, that's
I don't disagree with you at all.
that's not acceptable.
I agree.
Right, okay, that's fine. This says Moritz Satullo, Soutullo. He's here what? figure out why would this be attached? I know, you don't know.
I could speculate, but
Well, is this whole thing Maritza Satulo? A female, by the way,
That has nothing to do with my
a
client.
female. Okay, may I suggest that these don't get attached unless it's either a similar name I can understand, but a different name with a different sex?
Your Honor, I agree. I don't even know who actually. I don't know who actually even attaches them physically.
Okay, so do I have to go through this whole thing and make sure every single one of these is Maritza Satulo, or?
Your Honor, I can tell you in my NCIC system here, the only thing I saw was the New Jersey arrest from 1983 that was
Alright.
dismissed through
There you
pretrial.
have the proper one? Thank you.
So you don't have anything to do. What's your phone? How's your physical? What? You say what?
Where is it? Where does it say what the prior is?
Yeah, it doesn't have the actual offense.
Is that where? Sure.
Oh, you know what, Your Honor? You might see. Actually, I think I just see it where it says count 1, NJ 2C 20-3A. I think it's larceny. There's LARC there.
Okay. All right, so there's, sure, I'm sorry, thank you. You had a larceny in 1983 that was dismissed? Okay. And that was from what, 1983, it said?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, yes, counsel, what do you have?
Yes, Your Honor. My client, he's a federal employee. He drives trains. And he took to the restaurant clearance. So,
How do I get the volume from here and up in here? Does anyone know how to do that? There you go. Oh, that's perfect, thank you. Who did that?
The jail.
Oh, that's awesome, Mr. Miller, thank you. Okay,
other
yes.
than his New Jersey record from '83, he has no prior arrest in Florida. He's been living in Florida for the past 30 years. He's worked at the railroad for the past 29 years. And he's never failed to appear to the court. And we would ask to be released on his own recognizance if possible. His parents live here. They're elderly.
Was the gun retrieved?
The Hollywood Police Department has possession of the gun.
And you're Ms. Weiner?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Did you want to be heard?
I didn't hear you.
Did you want to be heard?
Yes.
Okay. You want to, you swear, tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Okay.
Forgive me, I'm a little nervous, so,
I just want to make sure, can Mr. DeSanko hear us?
come closer to the mic.
You can hear us, okay. Okay. Yes.
When Bob came at me on Sunday afternoon with his fist, I was in real fear of my life. And prior to that, he drew down on a weapon on me twice in my own house. I invited him into my house to live as a boyfriend and girlfriend. The first maybe 2 weeks that he was in my house, I came home, went into the garage. He neared the corner, he pied the corner, and I looked at him and I was like, what are you doing? And he goes, oh, I thought you were a perpetrator. I let it go. I didn't say anything, and I said, okay, he's been here 2 weeks, no problem. You know, I'll let it go. The second week I came, I went out, I came home again, went into the garage, and he drew down again, this time, again, with the gun. And he held it up longer. And I was like, what are you doing? And he goes, I thought you were a perpetrator. Meanwhile, he still had the gun pointed at me. and forgive me because I'm a little nervous. So I said to him, I said, really? This is how my mom and dad have to hear how I die, is by a gunshot wound in my house from a boyfriend who's living with me. I said, this is how my brothers have to deal with me dying. Instead of being on a job and maybe getting shot on my job, somebody has to tell my mom and dad that somebody in my house shot me. And so outside of the gun that they retrieved from him on the traffic stop, he's got about 50 guns. I'm not a gun advocate, but I know that he's got long guns, rifle guns, high assault rifle guns. He has short handguns, and he's got about 50 of them. They were in my house, but I have to tent my house for termites. So on Sunday morning, before any of this happened, he took the guns out of the house and brought them to his mom and dad's house, which is where they are and which is where he's going to be residing. And I have a well-founded fear, even though I'm an officer, I have a well-founded fear that he can retrieve any of those guns and come anywhere, speed along Golden Beach, be a passenger in a car, and get out and shoot me. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I do have a well-rounded fear of it. And it says in my court order that he is supposed to surrender any firearms and ammunition in his possession. And when he goes to live with his mom and dad, they will be in his possession.
Well, not if I order that they're not in his possession. If I order that he can't possess them, that means they can't be on or about. They can't be within, I'll say, 10 feet, or they can't be in the same house as him.
Or we can make arrangements so he could stay somewhere else, Your Honor.
Mr. DeSanto, do you have somewhere else to live, or that's where the only place you have to live? I think you're muted. Oh, you're good.
That's the only place I have to live. That's the only place I have to live right now, but I could find somewhere else.
Your Honor?
No, you
if
can
needed.
live there. I just need to do something with all those firearms.
They're actually my dad's.
Yeah.
I don't care whose they are. You can't be in the same house as them.
Your Honor.
Understood.
Put whoever's name on them as you want. You cannot be in the same house as them. Yes, Counsel.
Your Honor, if I may, we're family members. He could stay with us. He's welcome to stay with us.
Your family members with Mr. DeSanto?
That is my cousin.
Okay. Okay. So what are we talking about as far as a bond, State?
Your Honor, based on the allegations of prior violence and allegations in the report, Your Honor, I would be requesting a $5,000 bond and no victim contact.
Well, you're generous.
I have one more thing to say.
Yes.
When Robert and I went to a therapist's office, he hit me, and I have not made that report out yet.
Well, he has no prior record. Let me swear in Mr. DeSanto. Can I take some testimony from your client?
Sure, Your Honor.
Mr. DeSanto, you want to raise your right hand? You
Yes,
swear
ma'am.
to tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but
I do.
state your name, please.
Robert DeSanto,
How old are you?
50,
And how long have you been in South Florida?
30, 31 years,
How
32
long,
years,
How long have you been in Broward?
a few months
Where were you before that?
in Homestead.
Okay, are you working?
Yes, ma'am.
Where do you work?
I worked for Florida East Coast Railway as a train master for 29 years.
Okay. That's a pretty solid job.
Yes, ma'am.
You get drug
I,
tested. You get drug tested for that job?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I understand the contact order. Believe me, Your Honor, I do not want to see Miss Wiener.
Don't talk about the case, but what you're
Yes,
telling me
ma'am.
is you'll abide by any and all contact orders.
Yes, ma'am.
And will you abide by any and all orders regarding no possession of a firearm? That means on or about. That means not on the same, general area.
Absolutely.
So if you move to your dad's house, you're gonna have to move those firearms.
I can put them in storage.
Okay. Well, you can't. Someone else is gonna have to.
Correct.
All right, I'll go along with the state's recommendation with no contact order for Ms. Wiener and no firearms.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for coming in, Ms. Wiener. Is it Ms. Wiener?
Thank you.
All right, are we ready for Mr. Miller yet, or?
We're here, Judge. If you want to start calling the docket, Robin Rick is on page 1. She's at North Broward.
I'm sorry, what name did you give?
Robin Rick.
Robin Rick? Okay, I did change the order of these just a little bit. What I did was I put no, Miss Robin or Miss Rick is still on top, but I put all the warrants and the VOPs in one pile, so those can be gone through relatively quicker than the others. All the PC together that have separate crimes, and then I have the domestic violence. So we'll go through the domestic violence first.
Robin Rick is domestic violence.
Okay, so she's where? North Broward?
North Broward.
All right, Miss Rick, is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Miss Rick, you're charged with battery on a person 65 years age and older. Mr. Afzal, is this your client?
Judge, just want to make a brief argument.
Are you waiving reading for probable cause? You're waiving reading of the information?
Yes, but I'd like to make a quick argument.
Okay.
Judge, reading the probable cause affidavit, I don't see where the age of the alleged victim is listed.
Belligerent towards her parents. It has their name, their address. I don't see date of birth. State.
No, it does not have a date of birth, Your Honor. I would just ask that the court could find probable cause for domestic violence battery at this point, and I'll save any argument for bond purposes regarding that it was allegedly against her mother.
Do you want 24 hours to perfect on
No, Your Honor. No, and I'll explain why when we get to any argument about bond, Your Honor.
Judge Fromer.
Judge, I didn't have an opportunity to speak to her with regards to her ties to the community. Will the court inquire, or I can inquire?
All right, Miss Rick, do you want to raise your right hand? You swear to tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, ma'am.
You want to go ahead, Mr. Afzal?
Miss Rick, do you have a place to reside other than your parents' place?
I have my own apartment.
Okay. Are you currently employed?
Not now.
Do you own any property?
No.
Do you have any money in the bank?
Yes.
Okay. If the court were to set a bond in your case, how much could you afford?
Well, when I looked at my papers, it said I had a bond for $2,600, but I didn't have a bond for the other two charges. I don't have that much money.
Have you ever missed court before?
No, sir.
Okay. And how long you been living in South Florida?
My whole life, 36 years.
I have nothing for
What
you.
do you do for income, ma'am?
I was the manager at Dunkin' Donuts. If I get out, I'm gonna try to get my job back.
How long were you working there?
4 years.
Which you can put your hand down. It's okay. Which location?
I was at Sample 451. I just started university in Sunrise.
Are they going to let you have your job back?
I have to call my district manager.
What's going on with you and your parents?
I got in, I guess, a little argument with my mom. I didn't know, like, I beat her up.
Remain silent. She may say something.
Well, yeah,
that
I
can make
don't
it
want you to go into the facts of the case. I just am concerned about you having contact with your parents.
I have my own apartment. They have their own place.
Your Honor, if I may.
Yes.
The issue with Ms. Rick, it's a little larger than this. I provided, Your Honor, and I provided the defense with a copy of a probable cause affidavit from her arrest March 1st of this year. She was arrested for aggravated battery and domestic violence against, I believe, her boyfriend, Your Honor. What happened was the defense filed a motion for release because the state hasn't filed an information yet. And that hearing was heard on Monday, April 6th. Her parents were actually here in the courtroom, very excited that she was going to be getting out. She was going to be staying with them. And now here we are. The very next day, she's getting arrested for committing a battery against her mother, committing a battery against her son. Then when the police are trying to arrest her, she's allegedly committing a battery against them. Her history also includes,
So wait, are you trying to say that she was out on pretrial release and got rearrested?
here's the thing, Your Honor, because my understanding of the law, because she was released based on the state's failure to file an information, she cannot have her release revoked for a new offense. My understanding is unless she fails to, assuming the state files charges, and she fails to appear at a future date, then she can have her release revoked. That being said, certainly the court can take it into consideration for bond on these new charges, and I think that'd be appropriate. Your Honor, last year she was arrested for resisting without violence and battery. The battery was declined. She pled out the resisting without violence. She had a battery in 2000.
What are you suggesting for a reasonable bond?
Your Honor, I'm going to be asking for bond on count 1, $10,000. Bond on count 2, $5,000. Bond on count 5, $5,000, and I'm fine with the convenience bond on the rest.
5 already has a bond.
Well,
I already have bond
increase
too.
on count 5.
Why are you asking for a bond increase?
Because it's another allegation of violence, Your Honor. This time, in this instance, it's against a law enforcement officer.
Judge.
Okay, can I say something, please?
No, ma'am,
Okay,
let me
but
just
I'm
speak.
not
Let me speak on your behalf. Judge, Mr. Miller does have an argument as to count 6, but I would add, if the court is concerned about the safety of the community, you can place her on pretrial release, order her to do anger management courses as a condition of her pretrial release, have her call in twice a week, maybe do random drug and alcohol
What
testing.
her prior record is?
Your Honor,
The one that she's got released on because it wasn't filed in time?
last year she pled out to resisting without violence. There was also a count of battery that was declined. She had 2010 another battery. 2010 she was arrested for battery on a victim over the age of 65. That was declined. 2008 she had a DUI.
All right, 5,000 on count 1, 5,000 on count 2. I'm not going to increase count 5.
Judge, I believe Mr. Miller had an argument as to count 6. He called me. I believe he wants to make an argument.
Judge, just count 6, I know it's not a whole lot, but corruption by threat, my interpretation of the statute, it requires that the offender threaten the official to change their position in order, to change their position. In this case, there's nothing in the probable cause affidavit to indicate that she requested that they change their position. She didn't say, don't arrest me or I will kill you. She simply said,
All right, I'm
I'm going to
finding
kill
no
you.
PC. You want time to perfect on that one?
No, Judge.
All right, anything further?
Judge, did the court find PCS to count 1, battery on a
Yes,
personal?
I'm sorry. I find PCs to count 1, count 2, count 3, count 4, count 5. No contact order, sorry, with the parents.
Your Honor, I'd also ask it for, I believe her son, Darren Lang.
I'm sorry?
Her son also, Darren Lang, he was one of the alleged victims.
Lang or
My
Lang?
son,
Lang,
my son lives
L-A-N-G.
with me.
Let me see that back. Come on back, Miss,
I'm still right here.
okay.
Thank you.
What are you asking about with regard to the son?
Your Honor, Darren Lang is actually the victim for count number 2. It's alleged in the second paragraph that Ms. Rick struck him on the right side of his face with an open hand. I'd ask that the no contact order also include him. He's
Okay,
also
but he
called
lives
Dano.
with me.
Was that previously imposed?
What?
Was that the no contact with Mr. Winnan, right? Was that previously imposed by another judge?
No, Darren Lang.
Oh,
Son.
okay.
Where's, is DCF in on this one?
I don't think he's a minor. Your Honor.
Oh.
I'm not
Well,
certain.
I don't know how old the son is. You want to ask him, her, Mr. Afzal?
How's your son, ma'am?
He's 17, almost 18, and he lives with me.
And I can tell you, Your Honor,
When's he going to be 18?
September.
I can tell you this much. Before Monday, for the previous 33 days, he wasn't living with her because she'd been in jail. So he made it. whatever arrangements they had for the previous 33 days, they can make again.
Has he?
Okay, okay,
Let me speak,
he-
ma'am. Please let me speak. Has anybody from pretrial or anybody in the state attorney's office contacted him and asked him if he's in fear?
No,
Not
but,
pretrial, but anybody from the state
but
attorney's
frankly,
office.
I mean, reading this, he seems to be very concerned since he was the one that approached her about her drinking. According to this, she responded by hitting him, and he called the police.
Well, this was the grandparent. Did the grandparents come over, or they was at their house?
It appears this was. I don't know why they were there. They were there. Apparently, they were there. I don't know why. Like I said, they were the ones that were here for Ms. Rick's motion to release.
Yes. I need to find out more about this situation before I order no contact. I mean, if she's going back to the house and he's a minor child and there's...
Well, Your Honor, I mean, like you said before, while her and a no contact order issued with him.
That's not what I'm concerned about. I need to know more about whether this minor has a place to live. I mean, or what I'm telling her she has to go somewhere else.
That would be.
And so the minor is staying by himself.
Well, that's why I'm saying, Your Honor. I don't know what was going on. Apparently, for 33 days, she was in custody.
Where was Mr. Darren Lang living while you were in custody? Do you know?
My parents moved in my apartment to take care of him.
And that's probably why they were there. I would guess that's.
Stay with your parents until you get this case resolved?
Who, me?
Yes. Can your son stay?
I mean, it's a 55 older community where my parents live.
Hold on a second. Miss Rick, do you have anywhere else you can stay?
I can find somewhere to stay, or my kid can stay with his uncle.
Okay. I don't want to order it because that would essentially mean I'm ordering your kid to have to get out of the house, or you have to find somewhere else to live. You can't stay at your parents.
Judge, you can also no harmful contact. That means the kids can still stay there.
Yeah, but if it's count two, and I don't want him to be in a situation where it's going to be not good. I don't know what the situation is with her son. Are you planning on bonding out, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you going to bond out today?
Yeah.
All right.
I've never hurt, Your Honor, I've never hurt my child.
All right, you don't want to be,
Miss
Rick, you do not want to be saying anything right now. Trust me, you're being recorded. They're going to be playing this back to you in court. State, what about no harmful contact?
Your Honor, I would oppose no harmful contact because then we get into. First of all, I don't even know how. Frankly, I don't even know how to define it. What if? Hypothetically, she says something
All right,
that...
I'm going to order no contact with Darren Lang. He's a victim in this case, so either you're going to have to find a different place to live. Can he stay at the house without you?
Yeah, he can stay without me there.
Okay, do you have another place you can stay? Not your parents, because it's no contact with them as well.
I'm going to have to find somewhere to go. I'll call my kid's uncle.
All right, so pretrial, how does that work? Do they let her out if...
Are you setting a bond with pretrial release conditions, or are you doing just a bond?
No, I don't need pretrial release conditions. I just need to make sure that she's got another place to live.
is.
Or do I?
No, I mean, Your Honor, if you're ordering no contact, then it's gonna be up to
Okay.
her to.
All right, you understand, Miss Rick? Sorry.
Okay, I've heard like 4 different things, so I'm kind of confused now.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I find probable cause on all counts. It's going to be 5,000 on count 1, 5,000 on count 2, and no PC on count 6, and no contact order of your parents and no contact order of your son.
Okay, so the bond is $10,000?
No, it's about 11,600.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Anything further?
Nothing more on this case. Your Honor.
Okay. Thank you.
Your Honor,
Yes.
there was a case that we reset from yesterday, Livingston Douglas. It was reset because he said he had an attorney. I know Judge Hurley left a message with the attorney, Christopher Douglas, telling that his hearing would be at 1:30 today. He's not here, but I do have a detective on the case present in court that she has a bit of a time crunch. She has another appointment. I think giving over 30 minutes.
I don't even have.
It should be with the reset paperwork.
It's not. This is all that's left. This is all that's left is the reset. I have Larry Herd, Travis Jackson, and Jason Davis.
Your Honor, if I gave you the stage paperwork, I believe you could create a new finding sheet, correct?
All right. You wanted me to call it up? Is that what you're saying? All right, Livingston Douglas. Is that you, sir? Can't hear you. Okay. Is that you?
Hey. Yes, ma'am.
All right. Your attorney is a no-show. So you want me to reset it for tomorrow?
Yeah.
Well, Your Honor, my understanding of the procedure on for first appearances is if the defendant wants an attorney to be present, he can have it reset for 24 hours. At that point, if this attorney is still is not present, he can have the option of then using the public defender. But Your Honor, a first appearance hearing does have to be heard from 24 to 48 hours.
I thought you said this was from this morning.
No, it was originally yesterday.
Oh, I'm sorry. I did not know that.
And I misspoke. It wasn't reset from this morning. It was reset from yesterday afternoon.
Okay. All right. So I have to arraign you today, sir. So, yes, we have a detective here.
Yes.
And Your Honor,
We're going to tell the truth, about the truth, so help you God.
Yes.
Okay.
and frankly, Your Honor, the reason I asked Detective Martinez to come here, sometimes Judge Hurley will have questions upon reading probable cause affidavits.
That's okay. You don't have to explain. Go ahead. Just say what you want to say. It's all right.
Well, Your Honor, I don't necessarily have any specific testimony to elicit from Detective Martinez. I'm just explaining the reason she's here. If Your Honor has any questions reading the probable cause affidavit.
I just was handed the probable cause affidavit, so I don't know whether or not I have any questions.
I understand. I'm just letting you know in advance, that's all.
Okay.
Judge, may I be heard?
Who's that speaking?
Miller.
I thought Mr. Douglas has an attorney.
Well, that's kind of where the state's kind of pushing him off onto the public defender's office now.
No, he's not.
Okay, but he is entitled to have representation, and especially if the court's going to be eliciting testimony, he should have representation present.
I was just told he told Judge Hurley he had a lawyer, and it was reset for his lawyer to show up today.
And Your Honor, under the rules of procedure, he does have if he wants to have the public defender represent him for purposes of this hearing only, he's allowed to have that, to choose that. Doesn't mean they have to represent him going forward. It's his choice right now, Mr. Douglas's choice.
Okay, Mr. Douglas, you want the public defender's office to represent you at this hearing?
Yeah, definitely I have Mr. Miller.
Definitely,
Present
Mr.
me.
Miller. For sure, Mr. Miller.
Thank you, Judge. One moment, I'm going to try and find the PC and read that.
All right, we all need to look at the PC. So why don't we? I don't think I'm going to have any questions. So if you need to leave, I don't really want to stop right now, and all of us, because
If you like, I can hang out for 10, 15 minutes.
they haven't read it. I haven't read it. Nobody's read it. So
It's long.
why wasn't it done this morning?
Because Judge Hurley, it was yesterday afternoon, so he reset it for 24 hours.
Got it. Okay. So I'll take a minute. Oh, wait, I read this. Why would I have read this? I got a copy of this. The victim's from New York, right? Why?
Yes, Judge, that's...
Oh, yeah, I already read this.
Okay.
Mr. Offsall, have you had an opportunity to read this PC?
It's on the docket for today, Mr. Miller, so you should have gotten a copy
I'm reading
of
it now.
It-
All right.
He said he had private counsel yesterday, so I set it aside.
Got it.
That's why.
Got it. All right, Mr. Miller, are you arguing on behalf of Mr. Livingston? I lost everybody. Where'd they go?
Read this stuff.
Judge, I read the PC yesterday. I wasn't planning on making an argument. I was just reading it for, because it was in front of...
Pleasure.
No, not exactly. So I was hoping Mr. Offsall could take a second look at it, see if he can find any arguments. Nothing that I read yesterday jumps out in mind today.
I read it as well in preparation for the afternoon docket. Nothing jumps out at me either, but
Argument as to, I think we're, I don't have an argument as to probable cause.
all right. State anything further on Mr. Livingston? I mean, Mr. Douglas. Sorry.
Your Honor, I'm pulling his record right now. I would ask to be heard.
I have there's an FFVOP. Is that?
He does, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
He has a violation of probation hearing, VOP before Judge McCarthy. He actually he had a violation a month ago where Judge McCarthy reinstated him. Your Honor, admittedly...
No bond on that, so...
There's no bond on that, but you know, and as Your Honor, I'm not telling Your Honor anything you don't already know.
Okay.
Warrant could get dismissed for whatever number of reasons, and he could once again be bond eligible. These are the convenience bonds that were set a long time ago. I don't believe they're appropriate based on the specific nature of the allegations in this case, Your Honor. I would be asking for a bond increase, Your Honor, based on the allegations. And I apologize. Since he was reset, he's not on my list anymore. So now I have to put his specific information in to get his prior record.
Actually, Judge, I'm not even sure what the special condition is that would be applicable to counts 1 or 2. I don't recall anything from the probable cause affidavit jumping up where he's a guardian or parent or in any position of authority over the alleged victim. And I would argue that the bond is actually too high under those circumstances.
Well, I don't think there's any special conditions attached to counts 1, 2, and 3.
There is, Your Honor.
There is?
On 794, it's E subsection 3. The offender coerces the victim to submit by threatening to retaliate against the victim or any other person, and the victim reasonably believes that the offender has the ability to execute the threat in the future.
794.
Sorry, what was that statute?
794.
He's not being charged under that. He's being charged under 794.001 subsection 4.
Yes, it under 4. One moment, Your Honor. Under 4. Under 4E, the following circumstances apply to paragraphs A through D. And one of those circumstances is...
In this place.
I'm sorry?
Can we get some air conditioning in this room?
One of those...
Oh my God. Like, is that why there's a... there is a fan down here. Okay. $794,001. Okay, so what are you saying, under 794.011 subsection 4?
And then if you go to E, the following circumstances apply to paragraphs A through D, and go to number 3. That's the special, 1 through, all those numbers are the special circumstances, and I believe that count 3 applies.
I am looking at a different book than you.
Your Honor, if you want to look, I have 2015.
That would help. Apparently, Judge Hurley only has up to
Yes,
2014.
E3. Just a year behind.
Let's get him a new book. Get him a new book? All right, so which are you saying apply here?
Number 3, Your Honor, coercing through threats to her or someone else. I believe at some point he was making threats to her. He was making threats against her family, which at that point in time, considering he had control and possession of her phone and any information in it, I think it would be credible for her to believe that he could carry out those threats.
Judge, the only counter to that is there is nothing that I recall, having read the probable cause affidavit yesterday, that would indicate that he would actually have any knowledge of any person other than the alleged victim. So all of these people who live in New York, apparently, he doesn't know who they are, where they are, how to get in touch with them. I would just argue that the state has not met its burden as far as probable cause for that particular section of the count. I would just argue that it should be a lowered bond.
Well, Your Honor, I would just say, 1, the threats could be against or other people. 2, I believe what the statute reads is that the victim has to reasonably believe that it could be carried out. Considering he has possession of her phone, and in today's age, you can get a lot of information. I think it's reasonable for her to believe in that situation.
So what are you suggesting as far as...
Actually, Judge, I read in the probable cause affidavit that the phone was thrown away. I may be misremembering, but that's what I read. So he didn't have access to her phone.
It was eventually thrown away, Your Honor. For all she knows, he could have gotten information off it. She couldn't possibly know that, nor should she be expected to know what he's done every moment with her phone. He did have access to her phone. And once again, the threat doesn't just have to be against her family members, it could be against her also.
And he had her use the phone to call the bank to tell him that they can extract money from her account, that it wasn't fraudulent activity.
I think the PC said that he used his own phone, or she used his phone for that.
You're correct.
But it is clear that he did have her phone. It's not like he took it and threw it away right away. He did have her phone for a period of time.
So what are you suggesting, State?
Your Honor, based on the allegations, I would be requesting on count 1, $50,000, count 2, $50,000, count 5, $50,000. Pretrial, should he be bond eligible at some point or be eligible for release, I'd be asking for pretrial release with a GPS monitor and obviously no victim contact.
Judge, we would object to GPS. There's no indication that he has any intent to go to New York.
McCarthy.
When is he? He's going to be there April 13th, April 18th or 13th, Madam Clerk? Oh.
I'm looking that up right now, Judge.
So that's next week?
Next Monday.
Next Monday. All right. I'm going to... I find probable causes to counts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. There's no bond hold on the probation violation or violation of community control. Is it probation or community control?
Probation.
What's he on probation for?
Felony DWLS.
And what kind of prior record does he have?
One moment, Judge. I can tell you, while I'm looking, reviewing the Odyssey history on his felony DWLS, he could potentially be looking at prison because Judge McCarthy, when he was reinstated,
What
gave
kind
him
of
a reinst-
prior violence, if
I, I'm,
any,
I'm,
does he
I'm,
have?
I'm
We're
looking that up
concerned
right
with
now, Judge.
Driver's license right now. Is that a grand theft auto?
Yeah, that was, that ended up being dropped, Your Honor. He had was arrested for domestic violence battery. 2013, that was dropped. Everything else was as traffic offense in nature.
Okay.
No violent crimes in the past. The battery was dropped. I mean,
battery was dropped.
No, I just want.
Where's he scoring with these charges?
Your Honor, I'm not certain where he's scoring. What I can tell you, reviewing where at least Judge McCarthy's mindset is regarding his VOP case, when she reinstated him in March, there was a suspended sentence of 2 years in state prison. Now, I don't know if a I'm sorry?
From what?
He was arrested for a grand theft auto. That was the allegation for the VOP. It ended up being declined, but he pled out. He admitted to the violation. While, Your Honor, I don't know if a suspended sentence could hold up, but it does give some insight into Judge McCarthy's state of mind of how she was viewing his violation at that time, how he was doing on the case. Now there's an allegation of committing not only an act of violence, but a sexual act of
While he
violence.
was out on
against someone.
probation. All right, count one, 15,000. Count two, 15,000. Count three, 15,000. And I'll leave the others the same.
Okay.
And no contact. And I will agree to the, if he is released. Wait, Mr. Miller, you objected to the GPS? Or what?
I just don't see any purpose of it. If the alleged victim lives in New York, there's no indication that he has any ties at all with New York, any intention to go there. I would just say that you're protecting air by putting him on GPS.
Well, I wouldn't agree with that, but I'd also tell you, Your Honor, without going into too much detail, Your Honor, I confirm with the detectives the alleged victim is not back in New York.
I thought Judge Hurley signed it. Okay. I'm sorry?
Your Honor, I confirmed with the detectives the alleged victim is still.
I'm going to let
not
Judge
back in New York.
McCarthy worry about it when she sees him for a VOP. Okay, next.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, Maxie Gibson.
President Domain.
Thank you, Detective. All right, are you Mr. Gibson?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Gibson, I find probable cause. You're charged with violation of injunction for protection against domestic violence. What's the suggestion for bond on Mr. Gibson?
Your Honor, I just need one moment. I'm just going to take a quick look at the petition. I just want to see what the petitioner alleged in the injunction.
Mr. Axel, Mr. Miller, who's arguing for
Mr. Miller is going to do the arguments as to the ties to
Mr.
the
Miller?
bond.
Yes,
Do you want
Judge,
to be
I would just
heard?
ask the court. I do. Mr. Gibson has lived in South Florida for about 4 years. He's been at the same address for about 6 months. He's currently unemployed, but he works in lawn service and tree service. He does have strong ties to the community through his family. No money in the bank and no real estate. He does have a place to live, separate and apart from the alleged victim. He's hoping his family will help to bond him out. I would ask the court to set a minimal bond under the circumstances. This, I'm not sure what the allegations are in the temporary injunction, but it was due to expire on the 16th.
Can I see
So
a
next
copy of
Thursday.
the injunction?
Yes,
Or
do you want the petition or the entire?
what did he violate? I want to know if it
I'll
was
print that out. I'll print it out right now.
charged with stalking, hitting, calling.
I'll print that.
No,
All
I
right, we'll
just.
put him on hold. No, you don't speak. All right, let's talk about Mr. Ruiz.
He's, Your Honor, he's on loan. It's a medical reset.
He's on loan, medical reset. Thank you. How about Ann Clark?
She's at the Paul Ryan facility, Judge. Paul Ryan.
Miss Clark? Ann Clark?
Yes? Yeah, I know what to do. Yes?
All right, is that you, Miss Clark?
Yes?
You're charged, well, there's a misdemeanor capias in the amount, for petty theft, the amount of $500. I find probable cause. You'll be held on a $500 bond. Thank you. Janeline Korenstein.
Your Honor, Ms. Korenstein's a medical reset.
Medical reset, thank you very much. All right, I'm going to go through the rest of the capiases. So Scott Kaplan, let me line up these people. Scott Kaplan, Randy Augustin, Emmett Money, William Hannigan, and Adrian Williams. You can...
Judge, I believe Emmett Money is a municipal ordinance case.
Is it what?
A municipal ordinance case.
Over there, still,
Bonded,
I'm sorry, Mr. Miller,
Scott
what?
Kaplan bonded. This is Randy Augustine.
Scott Kaplan bonded?
Scott Kaplan bonded, Judge.
Okay, thank you. Randy Augustine?
This is Mr. Augustine.
All right, Mr. Augustine, I find probable cause you're being held in a violation of probation. That's a no bond hold. And you will see division, what is that, FH, VOP? No,
Judge Pohl, Judge.
I just can't read what that says. Is that FH?
MH.
MH. Judge Pohl, you'll see Judge Pohl on April 14th. Thank you, sir. Emmett Money?
North Broward.
Judge, that's a misdemeanor ordinance
It
case?
is a misdemeanor ordinance case.
So who's representing Mr. Money?
I don't know if he's been appointed counsel.
What city is it?
Is it Fort Lauderdale?
Hollywood? Hollywood.
Anyway.
Who's the city
Well, he was
attorney for
arrested in Hollywood, but Judge, he was arrested in Hollywood, but that was a capias. So we don't know necessarily where the alleged crime is said to have occurred.
Usually the city attorneys are here at this time.
Your Honor, do you have the case number?
It's statute WD. Is that Hollywood spelled a little sideways?
Is there a case number there, Judge? I can look it up in Odyssey.
Case number 144241 MO.
What's, is it 10A or 40A?
40A.
It's probably Hollywood here.
All right, I'm going to point to the
Yes.
City of Hollywood,
It's Hollywood.
City Attorney. Mr. Money, you're being held on a $100 capias. Do I need to, an order appointing? Do I have to say PC found on these, or what's he usually write? I have to write that on these? No. Okay, I'm so I say. All right, William Hannigan.
This is Mr. Hannigan, Judge.
All right, this is another ordinance. What city is this?
In this case, it's an MM48 case.
Good, ma'am, and I was out on bond.
No, the other one was MO40A. Judge,
You are correct. All right, so this is a misdemeanor capias. I find probable cause.
Judge,
And-
it's my understanding that Mr. Hannigan actually resolved this case. It was set for a status regarding the court costs. Apparently, the court costs were converted to community service. He missed that court date, and that's when the capias issued.
And I was in the hospital.
And
at the time.
he's saying he was in the hospital that day.
I got beat up by homeless people. Your Honor, is there a way we could please try and solve this? I have
don't
a
know what to
house
tell
now,
you.
I have a job.
I don't have the case. I don't have the file. I don't know anything about it.
I'm looking up in Odyssey to see if it was, if it's showing it was
If I
resolved.
could put you on for a change of plea tomorrow.
If I can solve it tomorrow, I'll stay another day. I don't care.
This case was resolved.
Was resolved?
Thank you.
Yes, Judge. It was resolved, and
So
it looks like he was supposed to show his 24 hours of community service and pay the state attorney's office fee. He did not appear for that hearing.
Because I was in the
Miller-
hospital, correct.
Judge Miller issued the capias.
Is it too late to get on Judge Miller's docket tomorrow? Do you have the money to pay tomorrow, sir?
The
No, ma'am, I don't. I haven't even got my paycheck yet. Even though I get paid
Judge,
tomorrow.
could we get a court date and possibly RR him? They're thinking he resolved the
If
case.
you want him in front of Judge Miller, either he has to bond or you have to ROR him because they can't transport him there.
Well, let me find out when I can get him. When can I get him on Judge Miller's docket?
And I will be there.
You could order him to. He could order him to if you release him on his own recognizance, you can order him to check with the clerk of courts as to his court date. He's informed that I heard him say that he would show up to court.
I can't
So
tell
you're-
you.
It's
He's
just
not
a.
gonna set it on his own. I gotta get a court date. Someone
This
wanna
is-
call and
I'm
get a court date? Yeah, and then I
nope.
can release him and tell him he has to appear at that court date? Yeah, just, well, if is she west or south, or east, or west, or north?
South, you got them all but the,
What?
said you got them all except for the one where she's in South.
Well, no, there is a west.
No, I know, I said you got all of them
Oh, except the main, yeah.
except for South.
Does anyone wanna make a call and see if they can get on Judge Miller's docket and I can release him?
Oh, let's go.
I'm sorry? And then I have to wait till the clerk's office randomly assigns it? You want to randomly assign this case to someone? Yeah. And then can we put, I want him tomorrow. Or I want to give him a date while he's here and I can release him and tell him he's ordered to appear. So, if someone around here wants to make a call, I'm more than happy to do that. I can't do that, so we'll put Mr. Hannigan on standby. All right, Adrian Williams.
Main jail.
All right, Mr. Williams, I find probable cause. There's a warrant for DWLS, the amount of $250 for failure to appear. So your hearing is April 13th. Hopefully you can resolve it then. That's next week.
Judge, are you going to be resolving any cases at all?
Am I going to be what?
Are they going to be able to resolve any cases? Is there a possibility of resolving cases
I don't
here
know.
today? Okay, thank you. All right,
All right,
down the
the
middle.
next group
That
is
means, I don't know.
Twin Tone
I'm
Hunter.
sorry.
Yeah.
Mr. Williams would like to know if the court would be interested in resolving his case today.
I have a valid license. My license is valid.
Apparently, he's already gotten his license since this occurred.
No, before that.
Before that?
The case.
I
Before the
don't
case.
know
I was
what's
trying to,
entailed
I
in
missed the
that.
court there.
You have to do.
Shirley usually has the driving records.
I don't have a driving record. I don't have a.
I mean,
can have
no,
him. He's going to
KPS
be in
is-
front of someone next.
It's Robinson. Sorry.
Monday.
Monday. I could try to get him on Judge Robinson tomorrow. That's not going to happen, right? Is Judge Robinson, does she have a docket
Oh,
tomorrow?
I don't have any license.
Oh, you are the best. You want to do an add-on to Judge Robinson tomorrow morning, sir? Mr. Williams?
Yes, please.
So can I add this on to Judge Robinson tomorrow? If she has a docket, I can add it on. They're going to kill me. They're not going to have me do magistrates anymore.
Yes.
No.
No.
Let's add it on. All right, the clerk's going to find out if we can add Mr. Williams on for tomorrow, Judge Robinson, if she has a docket. If she doesn't have a docket, she's going to have to wait till Monday.
She has a document.
Thank
She
you,
has a
Judge.
docket? Okay, so let's add this on for tomorrow for a change of plea. Is someone
Yes,
going to
ma'am.
be there? Is there going to be a public defender there for Mr. Williams?
There'll be a public defender there.
All right, so Madam Clerk, can I write on here, I find probable cause, I'm going to say add on to Judge Robinson, docket 410, tomorrow 410?
Yes.
For a change of plea. Okay. All right, so this is the next group. Twin Tone Hunter, Sly Powell, Brandon Robinson, Clarence Henderson, and Reginald Lee.
Judge, this is Twin Tone Hunter. He's present at the main. He is interested in resolving if the court is so inclined.
I don't know if the state is prepared to resolve any of these cases today.
I can give it
I don't
a
have a
look.
plea colloquy with me. I don't have, does Judge Hurley have a plea colloquy anywhere? Who's Division MH?
It's Judge Pohl, I believe.
Judge Pohl. You want to see Judge Pohl tomorrow? No?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Does Judge Pohl have a docket?
One moment, Judge.
I don't know if they're going to be able to do this. So, all these add-ons, I don't know what has to be done. They're all already set for next week. Mr. Afzal, you want to call Judge Pohl's office and ask if you can add someone on for a change of plea from magistrates for tomorrow?
He is.
Call his JA. Does he have a docket tomorrow?
He's got, looks like about 64 cases or so on
Sure,
first
they're going to be
document.
very excited, but see if you can do an add-on. All right, Sly Powell.
All right, they're going to try to add you on. If not, you'll see the judge on Tuesday. Good. This is Mr. Powell, Judge.
All right, Mr. Powell, I find probable cause. There's 2 violation of probation.
Brandon Robinson? Brandon
Outstanding
Robinson?
warrant for DUI.
Are you Brandon Robinson?
And you're going to see the judge April 14th. I find probable cause, no bond hold. Thank you. Brandon Robinson.
Down the middle? Judge, he is one of the satellites. I'm not sure which one.
I'm sorry, what? Did he put me on mute? Is that Mr. Robinson? No.
He's at one of the satellites. I'm not sure which one.
Oops, that's us.
I think Twin Tone is Hunter is one. I don't know about anyone else.
Twin Tone Hunter is Judge Pohl. Here. Madam Pretrial, can you hand this to Mr. Afzal? That's the one for Judge Pohl. I don't know where Mr. Robinson is. Mr. Miller, do you know where he is? There's not showing up at any jail.
Oh, I don't know.
I'm looking.
They're going to look it up for me.
All right, let's go on to the next one. Clarence Henderson.
Who was that, Judge?
Clarence Henderson.
Yes, ma'am.
North Broward.
North Broward. Are you Mr. Henderson, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I find probable cause for trespass and carrying an open container. I'll set bond in the amount of $600 total.
Is there any way we can resolve this, Your Honor?
Not today, sir. Not today, sir. Thank you.
Yep.
All right, I need the following to line up. Reginald Lee, Tiara Herd, Jacqueline Roach, and Maria Calderon.
Some miracle. Who's Reginald Lee?
Are you Reginald Lee?
Thank God.
All right, Mr. Lee, you're charged with possession of a weapon or ammo by a convicted felon, tampering with or fabricating physical evidence. I find probable cause on both counts and set bond in the amount of $30,000. Tiara Herd.
Yeah.
I'm sorry? I'm sorry. I read that wrong. 21,000.
You're right.
I apologize.
Yes.
All right, Tiara Herd.
Judge, any chance of getting Mr. Lee's bond reduced on this?
For possession of a weapon by a convicted felon, you want to...
Yeah, 20,000 seems a little bit outrageous. I'm not sure what the facts are, but...
Is there a 3-year minimum mandatory on this?
I never got called in front of
Sure.
Secondary felony punishable by up to 15 years, is that still the case? No? Oh,
Your
he
Honor,
said hello.
I mean-
Yes.
Yes, it is a second-degree felony, punished by up to 15 years. I get that.
Well, he's very fortunate because this was Judge Porter, and it's a warrant to arrest. And she gave him a bond. So
Also, most recently, most recently in 2013, he was convicted of possession of.
I'm going to go along with Judge Porter's assessment of a bond in this case. She specifically gave him 20,000 bond, so she had all the facts in front of her on the warrant.
Mr. Lee would like to provide some mitigating factors to the court. I'm unable to do it for him. Go ahead.
Ma'am, I have a handicapped auntie that's 68 years old, and I have my grandma at the house that I help out at the same time. I never got caught with any firearm in my possession, anything. I don't really know I got a charge. I never had nothing in my possession. They just assuming that I had something. I didn't never have nothing in my possession, but I am charged with that, and that's what I'm trying to explain to him. That
I understand, Mr. Lee. I understand,
my bond is so high, and it's like.
I know, but unfortunately, this is a warrant from another judge. I can't disregard it. I have to follow it. It's another judge read a probable cause, read a warrant, and set a bond. I can't change that without a full hearing.
But I have a co-defendant, and the co-defendant bond was only $2,000, and mine is $21,000.
You have a what? I'm sorry.
I had a co-defendant with me. That bond was $2,000, and they bonded out, and now mine is $21,000. I don't understand that. And I
don't know if Judge Porter was aware of this or not. In 2013, Mr. Lee was convicted of possession of a firearm or ammunition by a convicted felon and sentenced to 18 months in state prison as a habitual offender. He was just released from state prison in May of last year.
Ma'am,
so that's,
it was
a serious aggravating factor.
Ma'am, they had to correct that, ma'am. It was not a firearm. It was a bullet that was in my pocket that I found on the ground. They had to correct that when they had wrote it. The judge said, "Let me recorrect that. He has not had no firearm. He had a bullet in his pocket, and that's what it was, Your Honor. I never had no firearm on me, ma'am."
All right. Are you talking about this case or the other case?
The other case, I never had a firearm. It was a bullet. The judge had to rewrite it over because he said a firearm, but it was just a bullet that I had found, and then he said, "Okay, I'm gonna rewrite it over."
Right, Mr. Lee, I'm gonna tell you this again. Another circuit court judge read the warrant, had all the facts and circumstances in front of her, and set a bond in this amount. I can't set that aside without a full evidentiary hearing.
But this is what I'm saying. How can a co-defendant have a $2,000 bond and then I have a $21,000? I don't understand that.
Right now, the state wants me to raise it. Do you want to continue with this hearing? The state wants me to raise it because the felony that you're convicted of is a possession of a firearm.
His most recent was also possession of firearm or ammunition. The same thing.
By a convicted felon?
Yeah, same offense he's here on today.
Mr. Miller, do you want to talk to Mr. Lee? Do you want to continue this hearing? The state's asking me to increase the bond because the felony that you're being charged with for possession of a firearm by a convicted felon is actually a possession of a firearm or ammunition by a convicted felon.
Judge, Mr. Lee is speaking at his own risk. I've asked him not to talk. I don't know what else to do.
I'm not.
Okay, Mr. Lee is done. All right, thank you. All right, Tiara Herd.
President of the Maine.
All right, are you Tiara Herd?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Tiara Herd, I find probable cause, expired tag, possession of open container. The two misdemeanor cases have a bond of $250 and $1,500, and there's a no bond on 3 different probation violations or community control. And so that's so ordered. You're to see a judge on April 14th and April 17th.
13 years old.
All right, Jacqueline Roach.
Judge, I have a probable cause argument in this case.
Where is Jacqueline Roach?
Judge, she's present at the Maine, and just so the court knows, we have a co-defendant here as well. He cannot stand at the podium because men and women are not allowed to stand next to each other in custody.
So Jacqueline Roach is North Broward? No.
No, she's at the main jail. There's the co-defendant's also at the main jail. But they can't. I think his name is Lewis.
Okay.
But I would be making similar arguments for both as to probable cause. In the probable cause affidavit, it says that they were stopped for a traffic infraction. If the officer further alleges that upon further investigation, it doesn't establish any probable cause. It says that cocaine, there were drugs found on her, but how did he come to find drugs on her? What reason did he have to search this person? Did he ask for consent? There's nothing in the probable cause affidavit that would give any indication as to why.
Well, Your Honor, I would ask for 24 hours to perfect. I guess just so we can clarify, because we're gonna have to tell Judge Hurley tomorrow what the court's ruling is. Your Honor, I would agree there needs to be details where the drugs were found in order to, but I don't believe what caused the officer to do
We're gonna
searches.
have to consider how they were found as to whether or not there's probable cause. Is that your argument?
Yes, Your Honor. I think the court just needs to know where they were found. What's missing from this PC is where they were found in order to be able to say, okay, it's actual possession.
Hey, Marge, I'm sorry. Can I
Well,
see you
they
for a
don't-
second?
Still here?
All right,
What is
I'm
it?
being told, Ms. Roach, that you posted bond, or your bond's been posted bond.
I'm not going to ask for any time then, Judge.
What?
I'm not going to, I mean, I'm not going to ask for any time. I don't know if the PD wants to waive their, I mean, you're going to
No, I
hold
find there's
her up.
probable cause. I agree that there's nothing in here as to how the cocaine was found, but there's probable cause to believe there's cocaine. I mean, it says it, so.
There was a co-defendant too in the case.
They're both bonded, I was told.
They both bonded? Okay.
Prieto, is that
Well,
the co-defendant?
Yeah, correct.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay,
Okay.
so, Madam.
Okay, you're done. They bonded you out. Good luck. Stay out of trouble. Because if you get in trouble again, they're going to revoke your bond. You're going to sit in here without a bond.
Of course.
Okay?
Where do I go? Because I know
Sit over there until they take you somewhere away. They'll call you up. We'll tell her that you've bonded, and then you can go.
Yeah. I just want to bring to your.
All right, so Mr. Prieto, I'm going to find probable cause with you too, but you also bonded.
Thank you, Judge.
Yeah.
All right, at the following, what happened with
What's the
two-tone, twin-tone?
Judge, I called over at my office, contacted a secretary from
Do you
misdemeanor.
have a list of the judge's numbers there?
I don't.
Why don't you get that here? You can just call up the JA and ask to add on.
I will make a note of that.
Don't rely on your secretary to call their secretary, seriously? Which judge,
Putting in.
Polls JA,
Putting in
JA's number? You don't have a list either? What did they say? They're gonna get back to you?
No, they said that they'll call and set it for a change of plea tomorrow. I
know.
just don't have a number. I would have called.
I have a list of all the numbers. No one here has a list of any of the judges. This is great.
I can get it, Judge. What judge?
This was Judge Pohl?
Pohl.
And who is this judge? Brandon Robinson. This wasn't a judge. What, we have a few here. What? So, all right, we're waiting on Mr. Hunter.
Pause.
What's going on with
5597.
Brandon Robinson? We're gonna try to get him Judge,
What judge? Or I have all the numbers here. I just need to know which one.
okay, this one's Judge Pohl.
I gave him that number. He's calling him right now.
That one's Judge Pohl. I don't remember Mr. Robinson. Do you remember which judge he was?
I'll do my
That's
best.
15596 MM20.
596. Okay.
Tell him it's for a change of plea. Tell him it's for a change of plea.
That's Judge Brown. I'll get him the number for.
What?
Judge Brown. I'll get him the
Brown.
number. Melinda Brown. Mindy Brown.
Oh, Brown. This one's Judge Brown?
Brandon Robinson is. Oh wait, I'm sorry. What's the number again? The case number?
Sweet. 8:30 tomorrow morning. Good job, Mr. Afzal. Way to go.
What's the case number again for Brandon Robinson?
15596 MM20.
Oh, okay. 20. Got it. That's still assigned to Judge Fry, so he would have to get assigned a new judge.
Oh, right. Does Mr. Robinson want to change his plea tomorrow morning, Mr. Miller?
I believe that's what he was trying to do. He walked out of here thinking he was going to.
Well, but he's assigned to Judge Fry. I'd have to have you ask that it be transferred to Central, randomly reassign it, and put him on a docket tomorrow. It's 10 to 3. You know what goes on around here. So if you want anything done, you gotta, you know.
Judge, I'm gonna just act as an attorney for a change and ask the court to reset him for tomorrow afternoon, or tomorrow morning, or tomorrow afternoon in front of Judge Hurley.
Okay, he'll take the plea tomorrow?
He's on the docket.
Judge Hurley that's the kind of case that he sometimes will plead.
Okay.
Not always, but sometimes.
All right, so Mr. Robinson's going to be on tomorrow morning for a change of plea.
Yes, and I would also ask that Mr. Hannigan be set for tomorrow as well.
Mr. Hannigan, what court was he? What judge was he?
Not sure.
That's 14835 MM40.
Okay.
He was in front of SB. He's in front of Judge Miller.
That's Judge Miller.
This was
I guess they're working on
All
getting
right,
a new
that's
judge.
another. Okay.
I'll withdraw that request.
Hannigan on, you want him on for tomorrow morning too?
Judge.
Your Honor,
Judge Hurley
she's here on a case. It's towards the end of the docket. If you'd like to call it out of turn.
Sorry, Mr. Miller?
Okay, so Mr. Hannigan, his issue was court costs and community service. And he's going to have to see Judge Miller on it, as I don't see any other way.
Right.
What he's trying to do is bond out, or he can't afford to
What
bond.
I was going to do with Mr. Hannigan was try to get him a court date. That's what the clerk's working on, to get him a court date. Judge Fry could release him on his ROR and order him to appear.
No.
So
we're waiting patiently.
They're working on getting it. Okay. The clerk's office is working on getting a date for Mr. Hannigan, so that's hopefully going to work out. Mr. Hunter's on for tomorrow morning for Judge Pohl, but I do find probable cause.
Judge, could we call a case out of turn?
Yeah, one second. That's at 8:30 tomorrow morning, Mr. Afzal. Judge Pohl. Okay. So we're waiting for Mr. Hannigan, right?
And if we could call Eustace Beretta, it's towards the back.
He's the king of Maserat. He's the Christ. I'm Lucy's pearl.
Okay.
Eustace Beretta is the Christ. He is my husband.
Maggie, this is where you come in. All right, Eustace Beretta.
Yes, I'm here. North Broward, Your Honor. North Broward.
North Broward.
Michelle, I love you.
North Broward.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, sir, you're charged with burglary of an unoccupied conveyance and grand theft. I find probable cause and set bond in the amount of $1,000. It's count 1 and count 2.
She may want to speak on his behalf. There is a lady here on his behalf.
That's my wife. That's my wife, Your Honor.
Okay.
Judge, may I ask him a few questions too?
He didn't do it, I promise, because we go scrapping every day. He watches me
Baby,
because I'm
calm down.
schizophrenic and I have bipolar and I have to be in the truck with him every day. And he did not do it because I was with him. I don't know what they're talking about. I'm with my husband every day because he watches me and he takes care of me. He didn't do it. We only get scrapped when they tell us, and he always asks, and he goes to the people and he says, can I have the scrap? And they say, and people stop the truck and they just throw the scrap on the back of the truck and they ask him, they say, can you pick up this refrigerator? Or they say, can you go over there and pick up these stoves for me? And we go on the beach and we go everywhere. My husband is there. He takes care of me every day.
Your Honor.
He did not do it.
Calm down, baby. Ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor.
Please go home. I don't know nobody
Is there any kind of way I can get an RR on this? I
Judge,
mean, this is something.
Can I make an inquiry as to his ability to postpone?
The problem is he's out. He was already out on pretrial release for robbery by sudden.
One second, Mr. Beretta.
Yeah.
Mr. Miller. Mr. Hannigan, bring Mr. Hannigan up, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Who's Mr.
Yes,
Hannigan?
ma'am.
All right, Mr. Hannigan, I'm going to ROR you, and I'm ordering you to appear in front of Judge. I thought Judge.
They signed it.
What? Oh, they reassigned it.
In this case, he just happened to be assigned to Judge Parker.
Robert's here.
Oh, it's tomorrow morning at 8:30. You want to
Okay.
just stay here for the night and show up tomorrow morning?
No, that's okay. I'll be there. I live there.
It's going to be what? It's going to be a
I
lot
stay
easier.
around the corner.
Sorry?
I stay around the corner from there, so I'm good.
Stay around the corner from where? Here?
understand.
From here?
No, I mean, from here? No, I'll come up here. I got money. I'm okay.
I just reassigned you to the main courthouse so you can take care of it tomorrow. You were assigned to a satellite, so I reassigned it here so you can take care of it tomorrow.
Okay, I'll be here.
So, you want to just show up tomorrow morning in front of Judge Pohl? All right.
Yes, correct.
So I'm going to find probable cause. You're set for Judge Pohl at 8:30 tomorrow morning.
Okay, ma'am. And I need the spelling on his name too.
Poll.
A poll?
Poll.
P-O-O-L.
P-O-L-E. Poll.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
All right.
Thank you, Judge.
Your Honor.
Yes,
Ma'am. Okay, this what they picked me up for. This is something they say happened in at New Year's or a time ago, and this is because my truck. This is what the police said. This truck looks like the truck that's been involved.
Mr. Beretta, do yourself a favor. Don't talk about the case, okay?
Okay, Your Honor.
Let me find. Hold on a second. What kind of priors does he have?
Your Honor, he's out on pretrial right now
Is that on pretrial?
for strong arm for robbery by sudden snatching. I see a woman just obtained a temporary injunction against him just April 2nd. Additionally, one moment, Judge.
That was my daughter, and because I had an outburst.
That's not.
I had an outburst, and I was hitting my husband. Don't worry about
Oh,
and I just have these
concern is
outbursts.
that they're saying he
and my
violated his
daughter-
pretrial. Can you confirm he's out on pretrial right now?
Yes.
He's.
I thought, Mr.
How
Beretta,
old is the case?
What did I tell
What's
you
the
about?
It was
You don't want to be speaking, sir.
from.
Date of
Yeah.
incident. Give me the date of incident of the strong arm, the robbery by sudden snatching.
I even took a picture. I had the pictures of the scratches. He didn't do anything.
March of 2014.
Who's he in front of? What judge?
The judge is. One moment, Judge. Your Honor.
Money. I
Bless
need
you.
Judge.
Yes.
Okay. It's Judge.
I'm reading the probable cause affidavit here, and I do not see any probable cause for arresting.
Judge,
this
who,
man.
Your Honor?
Mr.
because I tweeted that
you-
Carmela was on the
Mr. Beretta,
case.
I can't have you both on the same screen. Do you want me to listen to your attorney or you?
I want you to. Is there any possible way that my attorney can speak and then I can speak?
Well,
Yes.
let us
I mean,
speak
I
on your
know-
behalf.
I know-
Let us speak on your behalf. I think Mr. Miller is prepared to make arguments. I also made
Do
notes.
you want me to have you speak or do you want me to have your attorney speak right now?
I'd like the attorney can speak right now, but I do have some requests of my own. I'd like to ask you when all that's done in reference to my wife.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Mr. Miller?
Mr. Oswald, I think you've got this one, man.
Mr. Oswald?
Judge, the date of incident was in December 2014, so this wouldn't violate his pretrial release. How would it violate his pretrial release if the date of incident was 3 months before?
March 2014 is when his robbery allegedly occurred.
They think he made me crazy, but I'm just schizophrenic and nobody knows why. And they get mad at him because they think he made me crazy.
This was December, so it's
Yeah.
after.
March. It doesn't matter when he's arrested. This occurred after he was given pretrial release on the other case. Yeah.
So December comes after March.
2014. The robbery was March 2014.
He's saying he wasn't technically on. 2014. Yeah, not 2015. Okay. We got it? All right, next argument.
Go ahead, Mr. Miller. I'm gonna.
Okay,
Go
so
ahead.
Punting to you,
they're,
Mr.
they're
Miller.
Punting to
identifying
you.
him. They're identifying him based on the similarity of a pickup truck to a picture of a pickup truck, and it's a similarity of his description to the person described. That woman needs to
All
stop
right,
talking.
hold on. She needs to leave the courtroom if she can't control herself. I cannot hear the attorneys. Maggie? Yes, Mr. Miller.
So there's the admission appears to be not an admission. It's just an interview in which there were several statements going back and forth, but never did he say, I did this burglary. He denied he did the burglary to the alleged victim. The only way that they have tie him to this is because his pickup truck matched the description of the pickup truck in the video. I would argue they do not have probable cause to hold him on this charge. And I would ask the court to ROR him on both counts.
The other issue is this: is that they have surveillance of the incident from 2014. Did he match that description? I mean,
It says he matches the description as well, not just the truck.
I know, I said that,
Matches it
but
too.
there, Your Honor, I think that unless you have some sort of real evidence, other than no one saw anything, the gentleman did not see him do anything. The alleged victim, I mean, did not see our client do anything. They're making a lot of leaps of logic here in order to pin it on Mr. Beretta that do not amount to probable cause.
All right, I find this probable cause. It matches the description of the truck and it matches the description of the suspect. So, I mean, there's enough there. It's not a great, case, but it's there. Probable cause is there. So, Mr. Beretta, what did you want to talk
Yes,
to me
ma'am.
about your wife, sir?
Okay, let me ask you this. Am I going to be able to bond out?
Pretrial is recommending that your pretrial, are you recommending no bond or set a bond?
Your Honor.
Yes.
The state's, if the court is inclined to revoke his pretrial, the state's recommendation would be no bond. He has a history with the Department of Corrections for burglary, robbery, larceny, grand theft. He's been to prison in the past, Your Honor. Now, while out on a robbery by sudden snatching, Your Honor's found that there's probable cause to believe he committed a burglary and a grand theft.
Right.
Judge,
All right.
I would like the court to also take into consideration that he does have a mentally ill wife who's in the courtroom right now. Well, just based on her behavior and the way she's acting in court. And then, furthermore, Judge, he is our caretaker. The court did, although the court found probable cause in the case, it is probably not the strongest because there are a lot of conclusory remarks in the probable cause
Right, but the bigger
affidavit.
problem is he's on pretrial on another charge.
I understand, but the court
So
still.
someone else, that argument got sold on someone else, they bought it, he was out, and then he got picked up on this one.
Well, I don't know what argument was made when they initially placed him on pretrial release, but what I'm saying, the court does have discretion. The court can revoke his pretrial release, set bond in the case. The court could keep him on pretrial release. I'm just asking the court, based on the circumstances present before the court. You have a mentally ill woman that he's her caretaker. I would ask the court to set a minimal bond in the case and not revoke his pretrial release.
And I would note, what's interesting, from what she said, her own daughter has sought an injunction, just within the past week, an injunction order of protection against him.
Well, ma'am, in reference to that injunction...
Don't talk about the injunction, sir. Please, don't talk about anything.
Isn't that up to me and the judge? I'm speaking with the judge
Mr.
right
Beretta,
now.
I can tell you that that's
Yes,
not a
ma'am.
consideration of mine right now.
What's not a consideration of yours?
The injunction.
Only
No,
thing I would note is
no.
she does make mention of her mother.
The state brought that up.
I know,
like
but
to,
I'm not considering it. You don't have to address it.
Ma'am, I understand that. But the state is saying the robbery by sudden snatch, baby, relax and let me speak, okay, sweetie? I love you. The short robbery, the state is always going to make me look. Baby, be quiet, please, while I'm talking to the judge, baby, okay?
It's all right, Mr. Beretta, I can hear you.
Okay, the state is always going to make it seem like I'm public enemy number one. But in reality is, if the robbery by sudden snatch was really a pickpocketing charge that wasn't supposed to be, because I thought the person was somebody else, they got their property returned to them, and
you understand that what you're saying, and then they can use that against you in the robbery and sudden snatching case. Please do not talk about the facts of the case. I implore you, sir. Please don't.
Okay, but I'm just trying to let Your Honor know that I'm really not this public enemy number one that the state is trying to imply that I am. I've had some problems. I've had some problems in the past.
I don't think they're saying you're public enemy number one, sir. Believe me, I don't think that's the situation.
Listen, I work.
She needs to leave the courtroom.
Okay, baby, I'm gonna call you on the phone. It's the first chance I get. Okay, sweetie. Can she hear me?
Yes.
She can hear
Baby.
Miss Beretta. Is there her
Can
name
she hear
Beretta?
me?
Is her name Beretta?
Yes.
Miss Beretta.
Yes, both. Baby, listen to the judge.
Miss Beretta, how did you get here, ma'am?
Bus.
What?
Just caught a bus.
Okay, can you catch the bus home?
Yes.
Okay, do you live close by or where do you live?
I live in Oakland Park on 21st Avenue.
Okay. So I'm
gonna catch the number 11 bus.
Okay.
I'm gonna catch the trolley, and then I'm gonna catch the number 11 bus.
Okay, the Sun Trolley?
Yes.
Okay, where does that take you to? The bus station on Broward Boulevard?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so what time's the 11 take you home?
I don't.
You don't know? You're gonna just wait there until the next bus comes?
Yes.
Okay. And then who is at home with you?
My
Uncle Benny.
My Uncle Benny.
Okay, so Uncle Benny can watch over you?
Yes, I clean and I cook.
Okay. All right, is that where...
I'm gonna clean and I'm gonna cook. I'm gonna clean up the house and I'm
Okay.
gonna cook dinner.
Yeah, all right. You understand what's going on with your husband?
He's not gonna get out.
It doesn't look like it's gonna happen right now, ma'am.
Okay.
Baby, just be strong, baby. Hang in there, and I'm gonna call Your Honor. Ma'am, Your Honor.
Yes.
Your Honor. Can you just tell her that I'm gonna call her at the first chance I get?
Everything is fine.
She's gonna.
Can you tell her to put Tenetics on the phone? Tell her to put Tenetics on the cell phone so I can call her.
Genetic?
I am Mrs. Pearl and everything is fine.
Miss Beretta, can you go home? When you go home, can you put the thing on your phone so he can call from jail?
I don't have a house phone. I only have a cell phone.
Can you use it on a cell phone? Mr. Beretta, can you use it on a cell phone?
I'm tempted to say yes because
I'm sorry.
but I'm tempted to say yes. I'm not sure, but I believe she can.
Well, what phone number have you used before to call her?
I think I called her on the cell before.
Okay.
Baby, put Tenetics on the phone, on the cell phone.
Can you hear what he's saying, ma'am? He wants it, Miss Becerra? Miss Beretta? He wants to be able to communicate with you. He wants to be able to call you from the jail. So you have to put that mechanism on your phone so that he can call you, collect, right? Is that what it is?
Yes, ma'am.
I think you have to call AT&T or
And can you
Southern
let her
Phone.
know that I'm at North Broward,
And he's at North Broward if you want to go see him.
but not today because I'm in the mental ward.
But not today. Why are you in the mental ward?
I don't know. I just couldn't understand how all this happened. All I was doing yesterday.
No, please don't talk about the facts of the case.
It's not, has nothing to do with the
I'll
case.
make a
This
note
has
of it,
nothing to do with the case.
maybe and follow up with my office, and I'll just check.
It has nothing to do with the case. It has nothing to do with the
do they
case.
have to keep you in there for 24 hours, or are they going to clear you?
I don't know what they're going to do. It's my first time under these circumstances, ma'am.
Okay.
I haven't had that first phone call that they give you when you get arrested? I haven't been able to make.
What about it?
He's coming home.
What?
When is he coming home?
I'm not sure. He's got to see the judge because he's out on. Who's your judge?
Judge Hames.
Judge Hames?
Judge Hames, yeah.
Okay, so your lawyer
Yeah,
probably set down a motion to either reduce bond or. So they're gonna have to have all your cases together and have all the facts in front of them, and you can present everything.
All the cases together, and
you
I
have to
want to get
present
this
what you're
resolved.
presenting now, the facts of the case, so the judge can review everything.
What's that?
All right, so.
I just want my wife to be all right, Your Honor. Most of all, I just want my wife to be okay.
She's gonna be fine, Mr. Beretta. She knows she takes the trolley to the bus station. The bus station, she knows which bus. She's gonna go back home. She's
Baby, put Tenetics on the phone so I could call you, okay? Did she hear me, Your Honor?
Yeah, she can hear you.
Baby, Michelle, if you can hear me, say something, baby.
Yes. Yes.
Put Tenetics on the phone so I can call you and we'll work this out from there, okay?
Okay.
Other than that, keep yourself together, baby. Go through your daily routine and do what you have to do and keep calm and don't worry about anything. Please, baby, I need you to be okay, all right?
You tell the people in there, you go in there and you set the captives free. You tell them that we are the Christ, we have the stripes, we hung from the tree.
I will, and I love you.
You tell them,
I
you
love
set
you.
the captives free. I am Lucy's pearl.
I will.
You are the Christ. We have the stripes.
I love you, baby.
You tell them, you have the stripes.
All right, so where are we with the bond?
It's a
Mr.
lot.
Beretta?
It's a lot. How much?
What?
It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot.
It's well, as far as the
Where's pretrial? Let me find out what pretrial says.
She's helping out there.
That's okay, I understand. What
It's
do you
a lot.
suggest? What do you suggest on? Because I mean, technically it's
I
a
mean-
violation because.
If my pretrial is violated, shouldn't I get my bond back? I mean, the original bond in the case. So if they're taking away the pretrial, shouldn't I get the original bond in the case?
Sure, you wanted your bond. Sure.
I don't
know what the.
I don't have to.
Robbery, strong arm is 75.
So how do I do that?
That's standard bond, but what?
It's not. I don't have a
I mean, I don't know the facts of the case. I don't.
No. He's saying he wants
My
that
case
back.
is
You
not
want
a
that money.
strong arm
Are you saying you
robbery.
want that money back, or you want?
No, okay.
He wants his bonds.
Oh, I see.
He wants if the court's going to take away pretrial release, he's asking for a bond. Am I right?
That's what she's saying.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right. So that's fine. I'll give 7,500.
Wait a minute. 7,500 for what?
That was what your
That's
bond
not.
was.
No, it wasn't.
No, it
What
couldn't
was
have
his
been.
bond?
No, my bond could not have been 7,500. I don't have a strong
From
arm
what I can see, it
robbery.
was $1,000.
Judge, I would ask the
That's
court to
what
keep
it
the
was.
$1,000 bond.
It wasn't strong.
That's
It's a
what it
robbery by
originally
sudden
was,
snatching.
Your Honor.
It's not a second
It's
degree.
snatching.
I don't have a strong arm robbery.
No. You don't have a strong. You're right, sir. You're correct. Your original bond on the robbery and sudden snatching was $1,000. I'm asking the court to keep that bond.
What's the state saying?
No, Your Honor, I was saying that if the court is going to My recommendation at this point would be no bond. He.
Yeah, why no bond?
All right, Mr. Beretta, come on.
I mean, Your Honor,
Mr.
if they're
Beretta?
gonna make me look like public enemy
Mr.
number one, no matter
Beretta, you
what.
are hardly looking like public enemy number one. Please. Please. I'm giving you 2,500 on the robbery, sudden snatching. I find probable cause as to the 1,000 on each of the cases that you're charged with today. And have a very nice day. Good luck with all your cases.
What's
Sir,
the
your
total
bond is
bond for this?
4,500 total.
Maria Calderon.
4,500.
Correct.
All right.
Maria
thank
Calderon,
you.
Marvin Sladen. You're welcome, Mr. Becerra. Take care of your
Thank
wife.
you, Your Honor.
Kevin Foster, Jonathan Davis. Where's everybody? What? Anybody? Mr. Miller, you
Sladen.
taking a break over there?
You got Slayton here.
Yeah, you think? I need Maria Calderon, Marvin Sladen, Kevin Foster, Jonathan Davis, Terrence Wright, Giovanni Soto.
So Calderon bonded.
Calderon bonded, thank you. Marvin Sladen.
Yes, ma'am.
Who's the next one?
All right, Mr. Sladen.
Terrence Wright.
This is not Sladen. Is it Sladen?
You're not Sladen?
No,
Yes,
this is
ma'am.
Mr. Wright.
Mr. Wright.
Uh,
Terrence Wright. Are you Terrence Wright?
Slayton. Yes.
All right,
Yes,
Mr. Wright,
Slayton.
I find probable cause for resisting an officer without violence. It's a $100 bond. Thank you very much.
okay, there you go.
Marvin Sladen.
Yes, ma'am.
Where are you, sir?
I'm in North Broward.
All right, Mr. Sladen, how are you? I find probable cause charged with criminal mischief. Yes.
I did have an opportunity to speak with Mr. Slayton. He's a resident of Fort Lauderdale, Florida all his life. He's enrolled in Barber Academy. He doesn't, his family lives down here. He has strong community ties to the community. He's currently not employed. He doesn't own any property, has no money in the bank. He's unable to post a $100 bond in this matter.
Any prior record?
Yes, Judge. His priors include last year, 2 counts of assault. Last year, disorderly conduct, trespass. Last year, possession of PvP. 2013 or FLACA. 2013, possession of marijuana.
Stuff is terrible for you, Mr. Sladen.
2011.
Go ahead.
2011, attempted strong arm robbery.
All right.
2009, resisting without
Are you requesting
violence.
that I increase the bond?
Judge,
Your Honor,
he's asking to resolve. I think I overheard.
Yes, Mr. Sladen?
He wants to
Yes,
resolve
can I
this case.
speak to you?
Yes, sir.
Ma'am, I had those are my past histories, and I'm really trying to change because in my past I used to be around a bad crowd. Now I'm by myself, and mistakes happen, but I really am trying to make me and my wife get back together. That's why I've been having problems lately. But if she's gonna be a problem and she don't want to change for me, then I'm gonna have to be by myself, and I know I can do it by myself. There's a lot of things that I want to do and accomplish in life. And at this point right now, I've been blessed just to be able to actually be by myself, and this is my chance to be able to start a whole new life.
Okay.
Your Honor, I
Are you
think,
asking that I increase the bond, or are you asking that I keep it?
Your Honor, I think an appropriate bond would be the damage is $800. I think that, in light of the circumstances, that'd be an appropriate bond.
She can't afford even a $100 bond.
All right.
With the court
I find
being
probable cause, $100 bond. Thank you very much, Mr. Sladen.
So, now,
The state's asking that I increase it. I'm not going to increase it, sir.
what I was saying, ma'am, it's just that I'm trying to move, and once I really want to be able to get out. I have children. I have 3 children. I'm married. That's what I'm saying.
You want me to put you on for a change of plea tomorrow for this case? You want to resolve it tomorrow? What do you want to do?
Yeah, I want to resolve it tomorrow.
What judge is in front? Do we know? Judge
No,
Hurley?
well, no, it hasn't. See, that's the thing. It hasn't been assigned a case number yet. I mean, really, it's kind of difficult to do probation when at 3 years, and since there'd be restitution, I would be seeking at a minimum probation.
Do you want to place him on pretrial release? Because when I did ask him, he can't afford
Put
$100.
it on for tomorrow for a change of plea.
That's fine.
I just want to be able to get out. I take care of
We'll
my
put
kids.
you on for
Amen.
tomorrow for a change of plea in front of Judge Hurley. All right, Kevin Foster.
Judge, Mr. Foster is present at the main.
Mr. Foster? All right, are you
Yes.
Mr. Foster, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we're being advised that a bond is being posted as we speak. So, I find probable cause for DUI and DUI property damage, leaving the scene, possession of open container, and improper parking.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank
Judge,
you.
the deputies are asking me to recall Maxie Gibson, page 2 of your docket. He's the
Okay.
fellow you were going to read the petition for the injunction.
Oh, all right. I couldn't remember where I typically.
All right, I find probable cause. What's the suggested bond? Is there a suggested bond in this case, State?
Your Honor, based on the allegations in the petition that he apparently willfully violated a court's order staying away from her, I'd be asking for a bond of $7,500 pretrial release with a GPS monitor.
Oh, Judge?
Yes.
We would ask that the court consider a significantly lower bond and no GPS. As I indicated, the temporary restraining order was due to expire next week. There's no allegations of threats of violence here. In the new case, there's no indication of harassment or stalking or anything aggravating that would require a $7,500 bond. We were actually hoping for pretrial release. If the court is not interested in that, I would ask the minimal bond possible, please.
Your Honor, the temporary is due to expire when the final hearing is set, where the petitioner can seek a permanent injunction on order of protection.
Final hearing was set 4/16. Is that when it's set?
I would, one moment, Judge.
Yes, that's when it's set, and
yeah.
that's when the temporary expires.
All right, I think 7,500 is a fair, reasonable bond considering the allegations in the injunction for protection against domestic violence. So your hearing's on the 16th, so you could talk to the judge then, I guess.
And,
thank you, Judge.
Your Honor, and no victim contact?
No victim contact.
Thank you.
Noted. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. All right, Jonathan Davis. Jonathan Davis. Jonathan Davis. Jonathan Davis. Jonathan Davis. Jonathan Davis. No Jonathan Davis? All right, Giovanni Soto. I don't know where this guy is.
One moment, Judge.
Yeah, let's reset to tomorrow.
Maybe.
All right, I need Fabian Ferguson, Gua Philho, Frederick Barnes, Johnny O'Halloran. All right, sir, you are?
Did Soto bond out? Do we know?
You are?
I know, that's why
you're
I'm
on
asking.
mute. You're on mute.
Okay, who are we with?
I'm Fabian Ferguson.
I got
All right.
Mr. Ferguson. We have an argument.
Okay.
Soto.
Yes, I know. Breathe heavily, Mr. Linder, because this is going to be a good one.
I'm sure.
Mr. Miller,
That
you have
wasn't what
found
I
your
was
calling.
thinking about.
You get to argue every case all day. This must be perfect for you. You must love this. All right.
Judge, I feel like I have found me a home.
Yes.
Okay, so count one.
They're
he
lucky
does
to have you, Mr. Miller. All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
What do you have?
Count one, he does have a concealed weapons permit. If you read the probable cause affidavit, it was just not, quote, on him. That is no probable cause for carrying a concealed firearm because he is legally entitled to carry a concealed firearm. There is a charge for not having your concealed weapons permit on you. It's a $25 fine. We have no objection to the court finding probable cause for that. Count two, it's committing a second-degree felony with a weapon. There was no allegation that the weapon was displayed during the commission of a felony. Therefore, count two does not have probable cause. Count three, delivery of cannabis within 1,000 feet of a place of worship or a convenience business. There is no allegation, no evidence in the probable cause affidavit that a delivery was attempted or occurred during this event. And the
Wait,
according
show
to the probable
me. I'm
cause
sorry, you lost me at that he had a carrying a weapons permit. Where does it say he has a weapons permit?
First, my client tells me he has a weapons permit. But if you read the third line on the second page, last two words, it says Fabian stated that he did not have a concealed weapons permit on him. So he's saying he had a permit, he didn't have it on him.
Do you have it? You have the permit?
I'm looking at,
What?
he says he has it.
Do you have
have
Do you have it to show me?
No, they brought me to jail, ma'am.
He's in jail. He doesn't have anything.
Yeah.
If they can look it up in the system and see that it's valid.
And I would argue that if he did, in fact, not have a concealed weapons permit, they would have found that out, and it would be in the probable cause affidavit, and it would not be written on him. It would say he did not, in fact, have one. Secondly, count two, committing a second-degree felony with a weapon requires that the weapon actually be displayed in the commission of the felony. In this case, all of the weapons were alleged to have been concealed or packed away. Nothing was on display, therefore there is no probable cause for count two. Count three.
Wait. Back up on count two. What's the second-degree felony that they're saying was done with a weapon?
That's count three is the delivery of cannabis within 1,000 feet of a place of worship would be a second-degree felony. However, we're arguing there's no probable cause for that charge.
I don't see any marijuana found on him on this day.
Okay. Well, the PC says there was some cannabis found between the right front passenger seat.
Okay, suspect between the front passenger seat and center console.
Right. So they're charging him with delivery of cannabis within 1,000 feet of a place of worship or a convenience business. In this case began with a traffic stop. So Mr. Ferguson had no control over where he was stopped by the police. So they could have stopped him in a school parking lot, but they can't charge him with anything based on where they stopped him. It would be improper. There's no probable cause. There's also no probable
So you're
cause.
saying where they stopped him was within 1,000 feet of a convenience store? Is that what you're saying?
Well, that's what they're alleging. I don't know that they actually proved it.
No, I'm saying it says that he was within 1,000 feet of a convenience store. You're saying that's when he was stopped, or that's when?
Right. No, that's where he was stopped. It's right here. He says Fabian was within 1,000 feet of Champion's convenience store. But if you notice that the very first line of the probable cause affidavit is he conducted a traffic stop at that location. So he had no control over where he was stopped. So it would be improper for the state to charge him with the enhanced penalty based on where they stopped
48
him.
hours to perfect that one?
Just on that one?
Well, was he in possession? I mean, did he deliver it within 1,000 feet of it?
There was no delivery alleged, Judge. Let me finish, Mr. Linder, then you can attack
the judge was asking me a
I asked
question, Mr.
him.
Miller.
I did. I asked him.
Okay.
Your Honor.
It says he's charged with delivery of cannabis.
No, that's what's on the booking sheet, Your Honor. And the officer has no control, or the deputy has no control to put in the booking sheet. What he actually was arrested for was possession with intent. He doesn't have to make a delivery.
Okay, so he's
Okay,
charged
and
with
then-
possession.
With intent.
With intent, Judge.
Okay.
There's no allegation of any intent to deliver here. There's no allegation that he intended to deliver, that he admitted that he was going to deliver. I don't know that you can necessarily conclude that he was intending to deliver based on the amount, which, by the way, we don't even know how much was there.
I think the officer's basing this on that it was found in a tube container with multiple Ziploc bags containing suspect cannabis that was individually labeled.
Maybe there were different strains of weed. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't
So,
mean that
so's
he
my
was,
12-pack.
But you're lawfully allowed to be
Wait,
in
do we have to
possession.
advise you, Mr. Miller, not to make any statements? Mr. Afzal is telling you not to.
I know. I'm just what I'm trying to say is that's not just because it's labeled doesn't mean that he
I don't even
intended
see
to
that
sell
on
it. That's what I thought. I thought you said
He could have bought it that way,
Could have
Judge.
been different strands. I mean,
Your Honor, to answer your question, it's the sentence on the second page where it states inside the backpack was the black, going from there.
Okay, again, it's not
Black
illegal
gun,
to own
4
a handgun.
magazines, a drum magazine extension load with 49 9mm ammunition, a tube container with multiple Ziploc bags containing suspect cannabis. It was individually labeled. Got it. Okay. State.
And I'm sorry, also in possession of $1,102, Your Honor.
Okay.
Okay, again, not illegal to possess money, not illegal to possess firearms or ammunition. There is no connection between the weapons and the illegal activity. There's no display of the weapons, what I'm trying to get at. Judge, if the only thing that you have probable cause here today is possession of cannabis, and you don't even know how much, so it would have to be a misdemeanor amount.
Well, no, they have possession with intent.
I'm sorry.
They have possession with
Yes,
intent.
that's what.
Judge, if you're going to find that mere possession of multiple packages amounts to intent to distribute, then I guess that's where we have to go. But still, that's only a $1,000 bond on that.
And I would just argue from there, then that would be a third, because I agree. I have no objection if Your Honor finds no PC for within the distance, since that's where ultimately he was stopped. But in that case, I believe it would be committing a. One moment, I have to see the statute again, Your Honor, because I believe for the enhancement to apply in subsection 2, he just has to be in actual possession of the firearm. In this instance, he was in actual possession of the firearm, and he was stopped when the drugs were in the car, Your Honor.
Right, but right now it wouldn't be
No, it would be in the commission of a third-degree felony. So
Well,
it,
is that a charge?
it is, Your Honor. It's
Why,
obviously
tell me-
less severe.
Tell me what it is.
One moment, Your Honor.
All right, we'll put that aside in the meantime while the state's looking that up. Joe Vilho? All right, Mr. Vilho, I find probable cause to believe that you committed DUI, alcohol or drugs, third offense within 10 years, and DUI under blood alcohol level. And
For the record, Judge.
Yes.
I'm sorry, he declined the services of the public defender.
His bond was posted? All right, it says your bond was posted, but I still find probable cause. Frederick Barnes?
Present at the main judge.
His bond was posted too. I find probable cause to believe that you were charged with distributing, delivering cocaine. Set bond the amount of $2,500.
Thank you.
Johnny O'Halloran?
Bonded, Judge.
Bonded. Boy, this is a lot better than the previous one. All right,
We're going back to Fabian Ferguson.
775.
And 087, Your Honor.
Yes,
and
probable cause found, yes, on Mr.
I w-
O'Halloran.
I would know, well, Your Honor, do
Possession
you
of
want
use
Mr.
of
Ferguson?
weapons, 775-087.
Yes, Your Honor, and it also includes the word carries, which I believe would be satisfied in this case since it was in his actual possession. And I believe the last subsection says if it's a third-degree felony.
Case of a felony of the third degree to a felony of the second degree.
Yes.
So now it becomes a felony of the second degree instead of a felony of the first degree. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, yes, I would agree with that.
Okay. All right, so I'm... Yes?
So now we're increasing the possession of a second-degree felony?
No, I'm decreasing it from a first to a second.
Okay.
Your Honor, what's happening is the count 3 is being decreased to a third-degree felony. Count 2 is being decreased to a second-degree felony,
Right.
Dale.
Count 1 is now a third degree because I'm not finding probable cause with regard to the convenience store. So it just becomes possession with intent, cannabis, which is a third degree felony. So then count 2 becomes possessing a weapon while in the commission of a third degree felony, not a second degree felony, which is now a second degree felony, not a first degree felony.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes.
I said that right, wow.
Yeah.
All right, so, and there are 2 out-of-county holds. So.
Yeah, we know about those.
All right, so no PC on the. No,
Well,
just the part of it.
Just
Convenience store.
Not the aggravating. Wait, this
So
has
reduced
I ain't got nothing aggravated.
Ferguson.
to third, I find PC for reduced to third degree felony. Count 2,
Would have saved us.
Ferguson.
On
Yes, ma'am.
Ferguson,
Exercise of
Philhold,
futility.
Barnes.
Yeah. His bond was posted, Dale.
Mr. Ferguson's bond was posted. Congratulations, sir.
Okay, I want my
Thank you,
argument
Your Honor.
back.
You want your argument back? You want your PC back? You want your...
I want my argument back, and I want to start today all over again. Have a good day. Good luck.
Going to hallway room.
So, I'm just going to find no PC on the convenience store, or what am I doing? Oh, all right, I have to keep it the way it is now because he bonded out on everything. Great, okay, so much for all that work, everybody.
Hey, I got a couple of MOs here waiting to get reset to tomorrow, Judge.
I don't have anything else.
Page 8.
And then there are our motions, I
Wait,
think.
what happened to Giovanni Soto?
Bonded.
Soto, he bonded.
Oh, on your back, sorry. This thing's already torn up.
You already found
It does
PC.
as well, that's why.
Yeah.
All right, where's Larry Herd?
This is Larry Herd, Judge. He would ask the court to reset him to tomorrow afternoon
Okay.
in front of Judge Hurley, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Travis Jackson.
Didn't we do
Okay,
that?
you're free to go. Travis Jackson, again, we need a reset for tomorrow afternoon.
No attitude with you. I was just.
Do you
Okay,
realize these
so-
have been reset and they're being reset? I mean, okay, did anyone find probable cause before we reset them?
No, Judge, but it's a critical stage of the proceeding, and you don't have the city prosecutor here, nor do you have the city public defender.
Well, why
That's
can't I
a-
appoint the city attorney like I did in the last case? What's the point of resetting it?
Because they can,
So they can resolve it.
So they can resolve their case and negotiate something.
Who are they going to resolve it with?
Judge Hurley.
Where about their attorney?
No,
They'll be here.
They'll be here. Usually, they're supposed to be here this afternoon. I don't know.
Okay, so what city attorney am I going to say should be here tomorrow?
Usually, Your Honor,
Mr. I'll
Judge
show
Hurley's judicial assistant contacts our offices and lets them know to be here.
Okay. All of them? Or,
Well,
Who are you, Emmett?
the
all right.
ones that are
You
on
guys
the
know what you're
docket.
doing here. Jason
Who are you?
Davis?
Mel?
Where's Jason
Okay.
Davis?
Did we find him? Page 11?
Medical reset.
The medical reset, Judge?
Okay. All right, that's a wrap, everybody.
Okay,
Your Honor, we
I
have
got
some,
I got 2 more, Judge.
Easy.
And then we have the second look docket. Not getting off the hook that easy.
The second what docket?
This is sec.
Somebody explain that, please.
Your Honor, there's a second docket. We handle.
That's not even funny, Mr. Miller.
There's only a couple of cases on it.
What, did you make that up?
Please,
Second look.
There's reset, I guess.
What about
I
the
don't
third
know.
look and the fourth look and the fifth look?
Those are
Look.
next week.
Those all happen in division, Judge.
We handle the motions to release if the state's filed
Okay,
within 30 days.
can we wrap this up? I have nothing else in front of me. We're done, ladies and gentlemen.
Wait.
No. We got a couple
Judge,
more.
we got one more.
No, we got 4 more.
We got a couple of ROR hearings.
3
and
ROR hearings and 1 second
Yeah,
look.
who do you have there?
McLeod, page 12.
Page 12.
Page 12 of your afternoon docket, Judge Anthony McLeod.
No, we handled that.
He was here this morning. He was magistrated on counts 1 through 5. They've charged count 6. He just needs to be magistrated on count 6.
I have no paperwork on
So
Mr.
that's it?
McLeod.
That's it, like, I ain't getting no more ad charge. It's just that,
Put them on AM tomorrow.
AM tomorrow. We have no paperwork
We'll
on
see.
Mr. McLeod.
Thank you, Judge. We'll see you in the morning. All right, and Mr. Bell is here. Is he on the second look docket?
No, I have Ryan Snyder, Nasasha Davis, Josh Morales, and Robert Williams. That's all I have.
What happened with Roger Phillips? Was he-
I only have Ryan Snyder. Right?
All right, anything further?
We just gotta, if you wanna go, if we can go to the different jails and they'll,
Anybody there?
anyone in North?
North, Conti? No?
Conti
Oh.
has 2.
Who do you have, sir?
I have Robert Williams and Joshua Morales.
Okay. Mr. Williams, want to come on up?
Your Honor, this
Yes,
is a
ma'am.
30-day motion for release. It has been.
One second.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Your Honor, this is a 30-day motion for release. It has been, at a minimum, it's been 33 days since his date of arrest. The state has not filed an information. Mr. Williams is entitled to release today. Your Honor, I would just ask if the court could inquire what his mailing address is going to be, so should the state file charges, we'll have an address for the clerk's office to send notice to.
Okay.